treat reality like a video game to unlock abundance. Look, I get it. You click on this video because you're frustrated. You're watching people half your age unlock abundance like they have cheat codes, and you're wondering what the hell you're doing wrong. I've been there. I know that feeling. Now, here's what they're not telling you. They do, in fact, have cheat codes, because reality operates exactly like a video game, and abundance is just another level you unlock when you understand the mechanics. These people aren't smarter than you. They're not luckier than you. They just figure out that while you're grinding in the physical world, the real game is happening in dimensions you can't see. There's the game everyone thinks they're playing: work, save, struggle. Then there's the game the wealthy and the abundance one are actually playing: frequency, energy, consciousness. And finally, there's the game that true abundance play, where money flows to you because you have hacked the source code of reality itself. Today, I'm going to show you how to stop playing the broke person's game and start playing the abundance game. By the end of this video, you'll understand why money has been avoiding you and exactly how to make it chase you instead. Let's get straight into it. All right, section 1, the game architecture. All right, so the first thing you need to understand, reality isn't just one game, right? It's actually 3 games playing simultaneously, and most people only know about one of them. I mean, we have the mental, spiritual, physical, mind, soul, body. The physical plane is what most people think it is the only game. This is where you see your bank account, your relationships, your circumstances. This is the graphics layer, what you see on screen. Anything you can engage with your 5 senses, just like in the video game. But here's the thing. The graphics don't control the game. What controls the game? The code controls the game. The mental plane is where your actual game code is running. This is where your beliefs, thoughts, emotions, and frequency exist. This is the programming layer that determines what shows up on a graphic layer, all right? And the spiritual plane, that's the source code. That's where infinite possibilities access to every possible game mod, every cheat code, every expansion pack that was ever created. How do I know? Well, think about it for a second, right? If you ever hear these successful people on TV or online, where they get interviewed, they get asked, how did you come up with this idea? Sometimes they would just say, oh, that thought just came to me. Thoughts from where? Exactly, from here and here combined. Oops. Here's what really gave me that mental click when I first understood this. Most people are trying to change a game by manipulating the graphics. I'll label it right here. This is the game graphics. Just a better clarity for the analogy. They're trying to change the bank account by working harder, change the relationship by finding different people, change your success by taking different actions. But that's like trying to make a Mario jump higher and higher and push harder on your TV screen. Now, the TV screen isn't controlling the game. The controller is. So the flow should be like this: mental, spiritual, and physical. The game flows from mental to spiritual to physical. Always. The source code creates the programming. The programming creates the graphics. When you understand this, you realize 98% of people stay stuck. They're playing in the wrong layer of the game, right? And if you're feeling stuck right now, you're not broken. You're just playing in the wrong layer. And I'll fix that for you. Section 2, the universe mechanics. Now, I'm going to draw a big circle here and divide it into like a pie chart kind of. Now, let me break down the actual mechanics of how this game works. Because once you understand these, you can literally hack reality. And that's a promise. All right. So, well, of course, you need to take it with you and use it. What's the point of reading the product instructions and not use it, right? So the first universal mechanic, it's called a frequency matching system. Frequency matching system. Reality operates on what I call the frequency matching system. I mean, think of it like this, and I assume you're a gamer. If you're not a gamer, you're obviously a loser. But you know how in online games you get matched with players of similar skill levels, like the MMR system, matchmaking rating system? Reality works the same way. Your frequency, which is the combination of your thoughts, your emotions, beliefs, and your overall energy. It's like your matchmaking rating. These are the things that determines your matchmaking rating. All right? The universe is constantly matching you with experiences, people and opportunities that vibrate at the same frequency you're broadcasting. Now, if your frequency is broadcasting at things like, I don't have enough money, the universe matches you to that frequency of not having enough money in the physical plane, in your reality. If you're broadcasting, another wave of frequency, you're going like, I'm successful and abundant, then you get matched with experiences that reflect success and abundance. But here's the crazy part. Most people don't even know what frequency they're broadcasting. They think they want success, but they're unconsciously broadcasting struggle, fear, limitation. You're not crazy if you have felt this disconnect. We've all been there as human beings. And it's so funny because I literally feel like a video game is spiritual. I grew up playing a lot of mobile games and a lot of NBA 2K. And if you're like a gamer like me, you would understand what I mean. You know how when you suck at a mobile game and you were in bronze, silver, gold ranking, and you try to get to that platinum, diamonds level, how did you get better? Well, for me, it was to objectively look at my own gameplay, get help from higher ranking players, and I improved over time. I didn't improve by playing it over and over again in the same way and get toxic with my teammates and make mom jokes to rage bait them. I did that a lot, but the more I did that, the more I was stuck in bronze and silver. Now, the same principle applies to reality. When I started helping entrepreneurs level up their businesses using the exact frequency mechanics, the results were insane. One client went from 1 to 2 patients a day to 11 patients in 3 hours within 2 months, not by working harder, but by upgrading the frequency alignment stack. If you're an entrepreneur ready to apply these game mechanics to break through your current level, there's a link in the description. Moving on. Section 2, the parallel realities system. Now, this is where quantum mechanics gets wild. According to many worlds interpretation, every possible version of your life exists simultaneously in parallel realities. So let's just say this is you right now. Very good drawing, obviously. And I don't know, let's say your name is ABC. Let's say you make $50K a year. Let's say you are single. That's your current reality right now, right? But little do you know, the many version of you exists. Homeless. There's a reality where you're broke, you're homeless. There's a reality where you're wealthy. There's a reality where you're like single and one where you're in love. They're all real. They're all happening right now. Your consciousness is like a reality selector. Based on your frequency, you're constantly shifting between these parallel realities. When you change your internal state, you literally jump to a different timeline. And by frequency, I mean the feeling and your thought patterns, right? I know this might sound overwhelming, but stay with me now because this is where it gets practical. Oh, and this is also a perfect time for me to break this down to you on how you can literally generate the right frequency that matches your reality. Because I know you might be in a situation in your life right now where you don't know how to generate a frequency because life can just seem fucking crazy sometimes. Now, understand one thing though, and this one thing will literally be a game changer. Where else on YouTube would you find an Asian guy like me mixing reality, mixing video games, and mixing Buddhism wisdom with manifestation, everything, and give it to you all for free? Like literally, you cannot find it anywhere else because I'm just that unique and special. Everyone else is kind of just regurgitating the same information except for me. So subscribe. That's the least you can do. Now, this Heart Sutra line from Buddhism, this one line defines everything you learn from this online BS guru tell you. Check this out. I'm actually going to use purple right here because that kind of represents enlightenment. In is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't seen Heart Sutra, I highly recommend you check it out. Depending on your state of consciousness, it's a crazy-ass scripture. But yeah, form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. Everything you see, every result, every reality first arises from the unseen, right? The unseen is the spiritual plane, the invisible frequency field that gives birth to form. So the emptiness really is the unseen. The form is the seen, right? So the emptiness gives birth to form, make the unseen seen. This is why when people say thoughts create reality, right? You always see it all the time online. They are like, your thoughts create reality. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's completely fucking false. It's not quite accurate because mind is matter and matter is mind. Boom. They're one in and the same field expressing itself at different densities. So if you want to generate a new form, a new reality, it begins in that emptiness. Choose the identity you want to embody. Maybe it's someone earning $20,000 a month, just a random example, or someone surrounded by love and support. Then ask yourself, what are the natural thought patterns and emotional baseline throughout the day? Now, the specific questions you ask yourself depend entirely on your unique situation and goals. Some people need to work on their money frequency, others on their relationship frequency, others on their business frequency. When I work with clients one-on-one, we dive deep into crafting these personalized identity questions based on exactly where they want to level up. Link in description if you want that level of customization. And once you have picked that, start living in that frequency now. And I'm literally mean now. I mean, you can pause the video and pick it. Live it as you're watching this video. Stay in it until the outer world recognizes itself to match it. That's it. This is why people can have sudden breakthroughs that seem to come out of nowhere. They didn't create something new. They shifted to a reality where it's already existed. Now, this is section 3, and I think you will love this part. Section 3 is essentially the lag protection system, all right? Here's something most manifestation coaches won't even tell you. There's a built-in delay between the mental plane and the physical plane, and there's a built-in delay. That's something you have to get in your head right now, because otherwise, if you forget this, you will manifest shit. And it's important to know that this built-in delay is not against you. It's actually there to protect you. Imagine if every thought you had manifested instantly. You have had a bad thought about getting hit by a car and boom, car accident. You think about your ex during a moment of loneliness and they show up at your door. I mean, who the hell want a psycho ex to show up at your door randomly? I wouldn't want that. So the lag time is like the universe quality control system. You can call it QC system. It makes sure you're already committed to a frequency before it shows up in your physical reality. But here's the key. The lag time isn't random. The stronger and more consistent the frequency, the faster things manifest. When you're wishy-washy, it takes longer. When you're locked in with crystal clarity and emotional alignment, things can manifest almost instantly. I mean, actually, it is instant. Reality is just catching up. But you get the point. The more configured you are, the quicker it showed up. How ironic it is, right? Now, bear with me here because I am really trying to utilize that board as much as I can. I realized that my old videos, I wasn't really doing that as much, so I'm trying. Or should I say, I'm already the best whiteboard user. Reality is just catching up. This is just a built-in delay time, so it is what it is. Now, section 4 is the resistant amplification system, right? There's this once counterintuitive, but the resistance you feel when trying to level up isn't trying to stop you. It's trying to make your new level permanent. Well, how would you conceptualize it like this, right? I mean, I think the best analogy I can come up with right now at the moment is, think of it like a spring, right? Spring. I mean, I think this is a pretty good drawing, but think of it as a spring. Think of resistance like a spring load that you see in the pen, right? The more you compress the spring, the more potential energy builds up. And when you finally break through, you don't just move forward a little bit, you catapult to the next level. The universe uses resistance to test your commitment. If you give up at the first sign of difficulty, you weren't even ready for the next level anyway. But if you persist through resistance, you prove you can handle the new reality. And I'm not going to sit here and gaslight you like this is easy. I know how frustrating resistance can feel. Like reality is working against you, but it's actually working for you. Make sure your new level sticks. Yeah. Now, we're at section 5 now, and I hope I spell this right because I'm not the best speller out here. But so the section 5 is synchronicity navigation system. All right. When you're aligned with your desired reality, the universe starts sending you synchronicities, meaningful coincidence that guide you towards your goal. And, there's a series of events happens before you get to your desired reality. And this series of events aren't random, right? They are like Google Maps, direction from your higher self. A book recommendation might change your perspective. A chance meeting that leads to an opportunity. A random conversation that gives you the exact insight you needed. Hell, this video could very well be the exact direction guide you needed. If you want to make sure you're always landing in the right direction in life, hit that subscribe button so I could hold your hand and get there together. Pause. You know how if you're bad at directions, you need to use the Google Maps and punch in the exact same location 162 times before you finally memorize it and can do it without the directions? You can definitely resonate if you're bad at directions like me. But back to what I'm saying. Many people dismiss this as coincidences, right? They dismiss this kind of thing as like, oh, it's just coincidence. Oh, it's just, random. But it's not. It's not. It's not coincidence. It's not random. They're actually the universe way of showing you the path to your next level. Now, I'm going to relink everything. Like, you got to keep going because essentially, like, now, it doesn't sound like a video game, right? But now it's going to get to the video game part where I'm going to actually talk about how to see it as a video game and actually apply it into your own life, basically. So keep going. So I really want to make it clear with you. The character stats, right? We got reality as a video game before GTA 6. Isn't that crazy? So let's say this is a character stat sheet. Now, in this game of reality, you have character stats just like any RPG. But unlike video games, you can consciously upgrade these stats in real game. So the first stat you need to take care of, frequency, alignment. And I'm going to draw a little progress bar right here. This is the first stats you have to take care of, frequency, alignment. And let's just put it like out of 100, right? This is your most important stat. It determines everything else. Your frequency alignment is how well your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions are aligned with your desired reality. Now, most people are running like 20 out of 100 because their thoughts say one thing, their emotions feel another, their beliefs contradict both, and their actions are completely random. When I was studying like content nobody watched, my frequency alignment was probably around like 15 out of 100, right? I thought I wanted success, but I felt like a failure. Believed I wasn't good enough and acted from desperation, like, please, why ain't nobody clicking my videos? Maybe you can relate to that internal conflict. The next stat line you have to take care in your character would be this one, which is your consciousness level. And another way to say this is awareness. This is also out of 100. This is the progress bar, let's say. This is your awareness of how the game actually works. Level 1 consciousness thinks the physical world is all there is. Level 100 consciousness understands you're playing a multi-dimensional game where thoughts creates reality. Jesus Christ, Buddha, Lao Tzu, things of that nature, they're probably at around level 100. Most people are stuck at consciousness level probably like 10 to 20, right? They know something's not right. You know something's not right, but you don't understand the mechanics. Now, the third stat you have to take care of is your reality creation power, out of 100 again. This is your ability to consciously create your experience. It's based on your understanding of the universe mechanics plus your skill at applying them. I mean, if you were at level 1, you're completely reactive. Life happens to you. If you were at a level 100, you happen to life. That's the difference between level 1 and 100. Now, there's one more that you really, really need to take care of, which is, and this one, honestly, is probably why most people fail. Resistance tolerance. This is how much resistance you can handle without giving up at reverting to old patterns. Low resistance tolerance means you quit at first sign of difficulty. High resistance tolerance means you can persist through any challenge. Now, there's, I think, one or two more at the top of my head. Synchronicity recognition. Oh my God, I think I spelled that wrong, but it's okay. I'm not a language guy. Synchronicity recognition out of 100. This is your ability to recognize and follow the universe guidance system. Low level means you miss all the signs. High level means you can navigate reality like you have a GPS. All right, section 4, the leveling up progress. So how do you actually level up in this game called reality. Obviously, it's not about grinding harder in the physical world. You have done that. It's about upgrading your character stats systematically because universe is nothing more than a system. And the priority of this system is seeking balance. You need a balance in all aspects so the universe can sustain that for you. This is going to be fun and you definitely don't want to miss this part. You will see. Now, let's say if you're level 1 to level 10, this is awareness phase. This is where you're realizing, like you're right here, you realize you're playing a game at all. Most people never get past level 5 because they think the physical world is all there is. To level up here, you need to start questioning your assumptions about reality. Why do some people seem to just have all the luck? Why do opportunities flow to certain people? Why do your thoughts and emotions seem to influence what happens to you? Now, level 11 to level 30, these are the people. First of all, at least they're open-minded to understand that, okay, reality is not just physical. So what do? They get into the experimentation phase, right? This is where you start consciously experimenting with the universe mechanics. You might try visualizations, affirmations, frequency work. Some things work, some don't. But you're building your reality creation power stat. The key here at level 11 to level 30 is consistency. You can't try meditation once and expect to level up. You need to build these practices into your daily routine. Now, level 31 to 60. And man, I love this theme so far because it's really like a video game here. Integration phase. So level 31 to level 60, integration phase. You're probably somewhere around here now, right? This is where the magic starts happening. Your frequency alignment stat is high enough that you start attracting different experiences. Your consciousness level is high enough that you understand why things are changing. This is where I was when I first started to get my first viral videos, my first clients. I wasn't just hoping for success. I was consciously creating it through my mental plane. And then now we have level 61 to 80. This is the mastery phase. At this level, you're operating primarily from your mental plane and spiritual planes. You understand that changing your internal state changes external reality, and you can do it consistently. Your resistance tolerance is high enough that challenges don't throw you off course. Your synchronicity recognition is high enough that you're constantly receiving guidance. Now, if you're like at the top of the game, then you're at level, 80 to 100. You're in the creative mode. This is when you're here. This is where you realize you're not just playing the game. You are the game. That's deep. You understand that consciousness is the only reality, and everything else is just consciousness playing with itself. At this level, you can consciously shift between parallel realities. You can manifest things that seem impossible to low-level players. You become what others call lucky or blessed, but it's just mastery of the game mechanics. Now, you don't need to be here or here to manifest genuinely, and I mean this genuinely. This is more than enough for most of you because most of you are here. Most of you are probably somewhere around here, right? Enjoy the game, level up incrementally. If I gave you a character in a game that has all the stats maxed out, infinite money glitch, what's the fun in the game anyway? Genuinely. Exactly, it's not fun anymore, right? I think the way I break it down is so beautiful. Like, everyone else is just kind of like alignment and whatever, but like, shut the fuck up. I've seen those videos enough times. I don't want to see that anymore. That's why I'm here to create one that's completely new and different. God damn it, this is tricky. Now, section 5, the boss battles. I don't know how to draw a monster. Is this a monster to you? Does this look like a boss to you? Let me label that shit. Boss. I'm no Picasso, man. Like, what do you want? I'm already trying. So this is a very scary large boss. Now, here's what every gamer knows, right? The higher your level, the tougher the boss battles. And in the game of reality, boss battle shows up as resistance, doubt, and external challenges that constantly challenging your reality, right? Now, the first boss battle, ready for this? The first boss battle is called the Doubt Dragon. Let me draw a dragon. This is the first boss battle you have to go through. The Doubt Dragon. This dragon name is Doubt, okay? This boss This boss, okay, let's get serious now. This boss shows up when you start operating at a higher frequency than your old identity. It whispers things to your ears and it's so subtle, like, who do you think you are? This isn't realistic. You're just deluding yourself, right? The doubt dragon, what does it feed on? It feeds on your inconsistency. Every time you waver in your new identity, it gets stronger. But every time you maintain your frequency despite the doubt, you do damage to it. Roll the fire. We've all heard of this voice. The doubt dragon feeds on inconsistency. Okay, so boss battle 2, the circumstance kraken. I don't even know what a kraken looks like. What is a kraken? Let me see what a kraken looks like. All right, circumstance kraken. This is boss number 2, the circumstance kraken. Yo, stop. I'm trying. So the circumstance kraken, this boss uses your external circumstances to try to pull you back to your old level. Random bills might show up. Relationships get challenging. Business slows down. All designed to make you react to your old identity. The key to defeating this circumstance kraken boss here is remembering that circumstances are just the graphics layer. Once again, what is the graphics layer? The graphics layer is the physical plane. They're not the real game. God damn it. You defeat the circumstance kraken by maintaining your internal state regardless of what's happening externally. The boss number 3 now. And the boss number 3 is the social pressure hydra. How hydra? I'm gonna draw a hydra. So boss number 3, social pressure hydra, and this is the hydra. This is the boss that uses other people to try to keep you at your old level. Family members who don't understand your changes. Friends who try to pull you back into old patterns. Society keep telling you, be realistic. Each head of these 3 heads of the social pressure hydra represents a different person or group trying to influence you. You can't defeat this boss by fighting it directly. You defeat it by staying so aligned with your new frequency that the opinions can fucking affect you. It doesn't matter. Now, the dragon, the kraken, and the hydra. I'm going to write you a boss battle strategy so you can defeat them all. Just going to make some space here. Boss battle protocols. Now, the first step to beat these bosses battles is to have the awareness you're fighting the final bosses. It's the awareness that's everything. That's the first step. Don't think you're going backwards. Whenever you feel like you're going backwards, just remember these bosses are here to fuck you up and you cannot let them fuck you up, right? So you can use, the second step is to use your upgraded stats, right? Because now that I've pretty much injected this into your mind, you know exactly what you need to do, right? Apply your higher frequency alignment and resistance tolerance, right? Remember the mechanics. This is just the universe trying to, your commitment to your new level. Stay in creator mode. Respond from the higher consciousness, not your old reactive patterns. And the easiest way to do that is go back to that identity you created in this game of reality and think, how would I react to this if I'm that version? And take reaction from or response from that. Trust the process. Every boss battle defeated makes you stronger and more permanent at your new level. Now, these bosses are not scary to you anymore at this point. They're trash. Look how weak they look. Do they look scary to you? They don't look scary to me. Now, all right, section 6, the infinite game revelation, infinite symbol. Here's the final level of understanding that changes everything, right? Reality isn't just any video game. It's what game theorists call infinite game. Finite games have a beginning, middle, and end. You play to win. And when someone wins, the game is over. Infinite games have no end. You don't play to win. You play to keep playing. The goal is to continue the game and invite others to play with you. Most people are playing like a finite game, playing reality game like a finite game. They think, when I get rich, I win. When I find love, I win. When I achieve success, I win. But that's not how consciousness works. Every level you reach just unlocks access to new levels you couldn't even see before. Every goal you achieve reveals new possibilities that were invisible from your previous level. When you understand this, it's kind of like a circle just keep expanding. Everything changes. You stop being attached to specific outcomes because you realize the real game is the expansion of consciousness itself. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all you're here for. Expand your consciousness. That's all I'm here for. That's all human beings are here for. This is your final goal. Expanding your consciousness. You're not here to beat the game. You're here to explore what's possible when infinite consciousness plays with itself in physical form. Now, the next part I want to go back to is the deepest level, the meta game. Here's the deepest level, right? You're not just playing the character in the game. You are also the game designer, the programmer, and the player all at once. These three are just basically another way to say mental, spiritual, physical plane, but I just want to make it fun for you. Your higher consciousness decided this game for your lower consciousness to play. The challenges, the boss battles, the leveling up, it's all designed by you, for you, to help you remember who you really are. When you get this, you stop taking the game so seriously while simultaneously playing it with more skill and joy than ever before. Look, most people will never understand that reality is a game because they're too busy being victims of it. Maybe it's you. They think they're stuck with whatever character they rolled at birth, whatever level they started at. But you're different. You understand the universe mechanics. You know how to upgrade your character stats. You know that boss battles are just leveling up opportunities in disguise. And listen, I make these videos because I genuinely want to see you win, not because I need you to like me. But if you like me, I appreciate you. But because I know what it's like to feel stuck, to feel like reality is working against you. You have everything you need inside you, within you already. You just need to learn how to access it. So here's my challenge for you. Stop playing reality like you're an NPC. Start playing like you're the main character, the game designer, and the player all at once. Update your stats daily, master the universe mechanics, face your boss battles with the knowledge that they're making you stronger. And remember, this is an infinite game. I'm sorry you signed this up for it. So play for the joy of playing. The successful version of you, the abundant version of you, the enlightened version of you, they all exist right now in parallel realities. Your job is just to level up your frequency until you match theirs. And trust me, when you do, you will never want to play the game any other way. If you're ready to level up your reality game and want to work with me one-on-one, link in the description to book a call. Until next time, remember, you're not stuck in the game. You are the game.